With the massive rise in Battle Royale games, PUBG absolutely dominated the genre for the longest time, with daily player counts rising well above 2.5 million people, and even to this day, it's getting great numbers, averaging over 2 million players during peak hours. PUBG has been a long labor of love, and there are plenty of things you may not already have been aware of when it comes to this fan favorite game. Today, we're going to go over those. What is up, guys? Jimmy here. Welcome to the Facts Series. Today, we are going to be going over 10 things that you probably didn't know about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The Facts Series is where we dive in a little deeper with any type of subject. It could be people, places, products, video games, space, whatever you guys want to know about, we try to dig a little deeper. And today, it's all about PUBG. We are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. First things first, the PU in PUBG stands for PlayerUnknown, which is the screen name of the developer, Brendan Greene. But who really is PlayerUnknown? Where did he come from? Well, not a whole lot is known about PlayerUnknown, like where he studied or how he came to become a game developer, but his work history in the industry is very rich, and he's been working on PUBG for a long, long time. Brendan Greene was born in Ireland and grew up playing games like America's Army and Delta Force Black Hawk Down, which are two very realistic military first-person shooters. While working as a photographer in Brazil, Greene created his very first game titled DayZ Battle Royale, which was a mod of DayZ, which was a mod of Arma 2, a multiplayer military simulator released in 2009. So, PlayerUnknown's first game was actually a mod of a mod. Interesting. Speaking of DayZ, many of you guys probably know that game, well, you know it as its own thing, but let's talk about the original DayZ mod for a minute and how it broke off into its own project, because that's going to be important when it comes to PUBG's eventual success. So, like I said, DayZ was initially created as a mod for Arma 2 and had players dropping into a massive world and searching desperately for supplies and weapons to fend off zombies and even other players who might want to kill you for your gear in order to increase their odds of survival. But it wasn't necessary. The mod first appeared in 2012 and used elements from the core game as well as the Operation Arrowhead expansion. DayZ was a massive success, bringing in over 1 million players within the first 4 months, which that's a ton for a modded game, and it greatly increased the sales of Arma 2 as well, as people were buying it solely to get access to DayZ. So, the DayZ mod eventually became successful enough for the devs to break it off into its own standalone title, which entered early access on Steam in late 2013, although there is no set release date just yet. However, once the game broke away from its association with Arma 2, PlayerUnknown decided not to take his work to the new standalone DayZ game, and instead, he created a new Battle Royale mod for Arma 3. He likes the mods, which launched in September of 2013, and by this time, the success of both DayZ and Greene's Battle Royale mods were popular enough to make him a little bit of a celebrity in the PC gaming world, which led to him getting some pretty big job offers in the future. And speaking of those job offers, well, that's one of them may have came from Sony Online Entertainment, which would later change its name to Daybreak. And if you recognize that name, which I bet you know where this is going, Sony was impressed with PlayerUnknown's work and brought him on to create their own zombie multiplayer survival game known as H1Z1. PlayerUnknown was a consultant on the H1Z1 project, and Sony also decided to license his concept for the Battle Royale game. Smart decision now, huh? Which eventually led to H1Z1 being split into 2 different games, Just Survive and the extremely popular King of the Hill. In early 2016, PlayerUnknown's time with Daybreak was over, but by that time, King of the Hill was going strong without him, and it would eventually become the main H1Z1 title. So PlayerUnknown left. He left H1Z1. What happened after that? Well, almost immediately after he left the project, he was contacted by Bluehole Games located in South Korea. They wanted to bring him on to create a new game. He originally flew out to their headquarters just to talk about the potential of a new game, but after a few weeks of discussion, he was officially hired as Bluehole's creative director, and work began on what would eventually become PUBG. The game was officially revealed in mid-2016. It was supposed to see a full release by June 2017. However, due to the team being extremely passionate about the game, they continued to work on it and add new elements. In September of this year, Bluehole was officially renamed to PUBG Corporation, which continued to work on the game and create the plans for the company's huge expansion that was coming. So, the inspiration for PlayerUnknown's popular game was originally inspired by a few different things. The name Battle Royale is a direct reference to the Japanese dystopian film of the same name that was released back in 2000. It was based on a novel, which most movies are, that was published a year prior. Battle Royale tells the story of a high school class that is chosen by the government to fight each other to the death until there is only one student remaining. And the film raised a ton of controversy, it's obvious, getting banned in multiple countries. He was also inspired by the Hunger Games, and originally his game was going to have all the weapons in a stockpile at the dead center of the map. If you've ever read the books or watched the movies, that's how it went down with the Hunger Games. You rushed to the center of the map, and it got pretty crazy. Although he later changed this in order to make things more balanced, because all the weapons, if they were at the center of the map, the game would be over much quicker, and there would be a lot less strategy actually involved. When you climb the ladder of success like PlayerUnknown has, you're inspired by multiple things, including games. And he was inspired by other multiplayer games to create Battle Royale, or rather, he was inspired by his distaste for other multiplayer games. According to him, most multiplayer games were far too repetitive. He didn't like the fact that most games have smaller maps that are easy for players to memorize and remember for certain items, weapons, and power positions whenever they played. He wanted his game to be something different and something big enough so the player wouldn't always know where they were or what was going on. He also wanted to add random elements to the game that would always change, which is what led to the random weapon spawns. He was originally drawn to the original DayZ mod to start his work because the game managed to blend realistic gameplay with the elements of randomness and unpredictability. And other games that are seeing success do this exact thing. Fortnite is one of those. Case in point, you never get the same experience when you jump into the map. One of the main aspects of all the different versions of PUBG, from the various mods all the way to the current state as a standalone game, is the use of circular safe zones. As the match progresses, the safe zone gets smaller and smaller, forcing engagements and discouraging players from just camping in one spot throughout the entire game. But did you guys know that the use of circular safe zones was actually due to PlayerUnknown's coding inexperience? According to him, the safe zones were actually supposed to be square-shaped, but because of him not yet being a good coder, the safe zones ended up being circular, which eventually went on to be a very recognizable part of the game. So what started as a mistake is now the norm. Okay, upon winning a game of PUBG, the player is presented with that good old phrase, winner, winner, chicken dinner. But PlayerUnknown has been using this phrase since the very, very beginning. The original Battle Royale mods for DayZ also used winner, winner, chicken dinner to signify any time you would get a victory. So it didn't actually start with PUBG. It started back in the very, very beginning. And finally, many people have been wondering if and when PUBG will follow in H1's footsteps and become an esport. And PlayerUnknown himself has already stated that he really wants it to happen. According to him, he wants to work in features with Twitch to make replays and special caster camera angles available in order to make competitive play possible. He also stated that one of his main goals with PUBG is to make a successful esport, but he also doesn't want to rush anything, as this might prevent the community from growing naturally. Along with adding competitive features, PlayerUnknown has also stated he wants to add custom matches and very extensive modding tools to the full release so he can actually allow other players to do what he did with DayZ and become the next PlayerUnknown, which I really respect that, because he wants to hand the tools down to see who will come up with the next big thing. And I like that. He's not keeping it all to himself. And I find it hard to believe that we won't see PUBG in a competitive state on a huge level very, very soon. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 facts about the hugely popular Battle Royale, PUBG. I hope you guys enjoyed. The whole point of this series is for you to walk away from this video and maybe say, hey, I didn't know that. That was pretty cool and that was very informative. And that is the goal of the series. There's a playlist below if you guys want to check out all the other facts videos. And as always, a big shout out to the Late Night Squad. You guys know who you are. You're the first one here every single night when these videos go up because they go up later than normal. Thank you for all the support, guys. Let me know in the comment section what facts you'd like to see next, and I'll see you on the next video. We are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter.